Hi, I'm Mark McCloskey with Kyntronics, and welcome to the next episode of Ask the Expert, where we conquer the toughest questions we get in the field. Today we're going to answer, how does position feedback enhance the linear actuation precision and performance? So we'll break it down into a couple different technologies. First one being electromechanical screw type or ball screw. Typically, to gain position feedback on those systems, it's from the motor encoder on the back of the motor, which essentially is the farthest point away from the end of the rod. So you would have the motor encoder going through a lot of gears, going through the screw or the ball and the nut, and essentially out to the rod end. So now you're calculating the position from the farthest point of where the actual rod is. So there's some advantages to that and disadvantage. One, it's built in, and two, it's really far away from the actual controlling mechanism. As far as any backlashing that occurs, position can drift over time. So that's for screw type electromechanical EMAs. The next one is traditional hydraulics. So traditional hydraulics essentially have an HPU with hoses going out to each individual cylinder. Each individual cylinder would need to have some sort of position feedback, whether it be machine mounted or internal to the cylinder or external to the cylinder. So with that being said, the input needs to be going back to a master PLC or control drive of some sort, controlling the servo valves for each individual system. That becomes very complicated very quickly, and some unique programming needs to take place in order to gain the position control. How we do it with a hybrid linear actuator is actually we couple it right to the rod end. So our servo motor, typically you could use it as a position, but how we get so precise is we couple the LVDT, the linear position sensor, right to the end of the rod. We have high precision as well as standard precision systems, and it could be mounted externally as well as internally. So that's how we do it here. So this is an internal one on the table for reference. So there's a couple advantages with you use position feedback in actuation. One being precise positioning. So now you have position control during the whole process. Another one is short stroking. So with our system, if you have a 12-inch stroke for tooling changes, you can go back and forth between the last 2 inches for your working zone or in your load zone. So that's a capability to reduce cycle times. Another one is quality verification. So for pressing or assembly presses, where you need to go out to a certain position and make sure that the bearing is seated properly, you could have that quality check built in. Along with quality checks, you also have data recording as well as PM maintenance. So essentially, you have all the data tracking for when a bearing was seated properly, as well as how many cycles were taking place. So now you have the PMs and the quality. So if you're interested in learning more, feel free to contact us at Kyntronics.com. Thank you.